Hello Celestial Beings, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. My name is Celeste Simone, and here on my channel I offer spiritual guidance to empower my celestial beings and heart-centered energy healing to help you align with your higher self. So if that is something that you are interested in, please be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join our family of celestial beings. Today's video is part 2 of starting and growing your tarot reading YouTube channel. If you haven't seen part 1, I would recommend watching that video, and I will link it above and below so you can get caught up on those 4 tips that I offered in my first video. And for this video, I have another 4 tips for you. While editing my initial recording, I decided to break it up into part 1 and part 2. So I'm filming this intro separately just to catch you up and let you know what to expect. So if I am wearing and look a little different in the other video, that's because this is future Celeste, who is editing and wanted to at least record an intro for you guys so that you get all caught up on what you can expect from this video. Please comment down below to let me know if you'd like me to continue doing similar videos like this one, because I would be interested in knowing if you'd like me to continue these types of videos offering tips and advice for growing your tarot reading YouTube channel specifically. And if you do enjoy this, then I would love to keep it going and have kind of a video series of my tips and things that I've learned as I continue to grow my channel. And if you feel guided to, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. That really helps my channel out. It supports me and it helps me to continue to bring you guys more helpful content. So thank you again for joining me for part 2. And with all that said, let's dive into even more tips on how to grow your tarot reading YouTube channel. So let's move on to number 5, even though I could talk for hours about optimizing your videos and getting them found in search and promoting them, and also how to get them promoted by YouTube's algorithm. There's so much information on that alone, but I do want to offer a general overview. So let's move on to number 5, which is all about posting consistently. Being consistent on YouTube is going to help your videos get promoted and also help your channel to grow. It also is going to help give your audience more of an opportunity to click on your videos and see what they like, so that you can actually use that information and see what videos to post more often. So for me, I did notice that a lot of my subscribers really enjoy pregnancy messages. They want to know if they're going to get pregnant or if pregnancy and that energy is in the cards for them. So I like to do a little bit more of those readings from time to time, because I know that my audience is going to engage with that and it's going to be useful to them. I also do a lot of other readings because I know that not everybody in my audience wants those particular readings. But of course, a YouTube channel that is spiritual in nature, often we want to be of service to others, and that's personally why I started my channel. I wanted to be able to heal others, to help them clear away blockages and to gain spiritual messages that they needed to hear. So that is why I do try to see what my audience really wants to watch, what messages they need to hear, and then I provide those readings as often as I possibly can, while still mixing it up and also still listening to my intuition and what I'm guided to post. Because this video, you know, probably not a lot of my subscribers are all gonna click on this, but I know some of them are interested in starting a YouTube channel. Some of you guys want to be tarot readers on YouTube, and so I felt like I should share some of my tips so that you guys can hear what I learned along the way. And also it's kind of fun to like reflect with you guys what works and what doesn't work. I will say that there's a flip side to posting too consistently. I did learn over time that just posting constantly isn't going to necessarily grow your channel. I see a lot of YouTubers who kind of give that tip of like, just post every single day and then your YouTube channel is going to blow up. And that probably does work for some people. But again, if your videos are not engaging enough, if they're not on the topics that people are wanting to listen to, and also if they're not of high quality, then most likely posting a lot is only going to tire you out, and it's not going to be well thought out. So, you know, if you're just rushing to post something, anything to your channel every day, that's not going to be as effective as taking some time in between to really figure out your videos, see what works and what doesn't work, and also, you know, work on quality and things like that. So don't think that posting every single day is definitely going to improve your channel, although that can work for some people, especially people who are familiar with YouTube and they know what they're doing, so they know which videos to post every day because they know it's going to continue to build engagement. And building engagement is important. So engagement would be things like getting likes on your videos, getting new subscribers, and also comments below. All these things help to show the YouTube algorithm and tell it that your video is really important, that people are enjoying it, and that it is bringing a lot of traffic to it. So they're going to push that video out. Now, this is an algorithm, so it's not an actual person doing this. It's more of an automated system, but it's going to show more people your videos. So again, even if you're posting at least 2 times a week, I think that is a really good number just from what I've seen, my own personal experience. That is a really good number to stay consistent, but also not overdo it if you're still kind of getting the hang of things. So don't feel like you have to post every single day, because you could have one video that does really super well, and that could bring you in just as much traffic as 30 videos that you post every single day for a month. On that note, replying to comments on each of your videos is so important, or as many comments as you possibly can. As you begin to grow, things can be more difficult to keep up with, but giving comments a like, giving them a heart, replying, engaging with your audience, these things are going to be so important for your channel. And it also is important for building your community and letting people know that you really care about them, that you want to help them, that you appreciate them watching your channel. And it also helps you to meet other tarot readers in the community and eventually even possibly collaborate with them in the future. Number 6, I want to talk about growing subscribers. Now, of course, again, I'm a small YouTuber, so I'm sure I'm going to learn other things about growing subscribers as my YouTube channel grows and as I continue to learn new things about YouTube and how this whole thing works. But what I found with subscribers is don't focus too much on subscribers, because it can be really frustrating and hard to stay motivated if you're just focusing on getting subscribers, because it's important to enjoy the whole journey. It's important to focus on your videos and put your energy into those, because your subscribers can grow and also slow down throughout your whole journey. It can depend the time of day, the day of the week, the time of year. It can depend on so many factors. Sometimes your subscribers are going to grow, sometimes you're going to lose a bunch of subscribers. And I would say, you know, if you post a video that you significantly lose a lot of subscribers, then that's something to take note of and just see, because maybe that's just a video that isn't something that is in line with what your subscribers are looking for. So that's definitely worth considering. But ultimately, throughout your journey, you're going to find that it kind of ebbs and flows. It doesn't necessarily mean you're doing anything right or wrong. It's really just important to kind of continue working on your video quality. In fact, you're probably going to find that there are a few subscribers who you become really close friends with. I know I have a bunch of subscribers who I love to see them comment on my videos. And I think it is so important to value those subscribers who are very devoted to you, who actually care and want to see you succeed, and you want to see them succeed. And so you're helping each other out. Work on your engagement, work on communicating with the subscribers you do have, rather than thinking of like all the ones you don't have. If you don't value the subscribers that you have right now and want to give them the best that you can, then nobody else is going to want to subscribe to your channel. When I go to a channel, a YouTube channel, and I see in the comments below that the actual YouTuber is engaging with the other subscribers and they have a good relationship, that just makes me want to subscribe so much more. So again, focus on the subscribers you have right now. If you are working on your videos and watching the data, the analytics behind your channel, and watching which videos are doing well and doing more videos that are like those videos, if you're doing that, then the subscribers are just going to follow, because the more views you get, the more subscribers you are eventually going to get. Pretty much for every 1,000 views that any channel gets, you get 1 subscriber on average. So if you're doing that, if you're maintaining that average, give or take, then you're probably doing a really good job. And so you should just kind of focus on one step at a time, one video at a time, and doing your best in the present moment. That brings me to number 7, and that is tracking your analytics. This can seem like the boring part for some of you guys. If many of you are more creative and intuitive, then kind of sitting down and looking through your analytics seems like a lot of work and something that you may not feel is worth doing. But it is super, super important to understand your channel. The analytics gives you an inside look at your channel, how people are finding your channel, which videos are doing really well, how you can improve your channel, and also just kind of keeping track of how you're doing. There is a point where you can get too overwhelmed with the analytics, because from month to month, you may find that things go up and down, and that doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong with your channel or that people no longer like your channel or something like that. Things just come in flux, and as I've said before, my channel, there's ebbs and flows. So I would also say that what I've learned as a YouTuber this past year is that you're not going to have a steady increase consistently. So it can be really frustrating if you have a really good week or you have a really good month where your videos are doing really well. A lot of people are commenting on your readings and you feel like you are just going and you're going to just keep growing into infinity. But that's not how energy works, because things happen in an ebb and flow. So even the biggest YouTubers will have a really great month and then they may see things decline. That doesn't mean that your YouTube channel is tanking. It also doesn't mean that you have to like throw everything out that you've been doing because you're declining slightly. It's really important to take like a step back and look at the overall vision of your channel and see if you have overall been increasing and improving, because I think the overall look of the whole year is more important even than the month to month or week to week. So just don't be too hard on yourself if you start doing really well and then things kind of slow down again or pick up again or slow down. Like, you know, it can change and that's okay and that's totally normal. Number 8 is just being yourself, and this one I want to go into a little bit more depth about kind of figuring out your rhythm, but also I feel as though in the beginning of my YouTube channel I kept overthinking every little detail, because like when you watch those videos where they're trying to recommend things to work on, they always talk about constantly trying to improve yourself and constantly trying to get better and figure out what's wrong and tweak things and change things. But ultimately, once you find yourself, you can make fine tunes, but you can't really tell if it's working or not if you don't be consistent with it for a while. So you may feel the need to just keep changing things and switching things up because you think like you're doing something wrong, but really consistency is what is going to be helpful to you in the long run, and just being yourself. So my thumbnails, for example, you know, they talk about thumbnails a lot on YouTube and the importance of thumbnails, because it is the first thing that someone sees when they see your video, either in the browse features or on YouTube search. And there's a ton of videos where you can find how to do and make a really good thumbnail. So yeah, there's definitely a learning period with that, and even I myself are trying little things out with my thumbnails now too, but generally I have the look down that I want for now. But I feel as though like they make a point to say that you need to constantly try so many different things out with your thumbnails. It's like a certain point where your thumbnail only helps so much. For example, I definitely felt like I would look through my analytics and see which video and which thumbnail was getting the most click-throughs. And you can see that very easily on your analytics. It'll say exactly the percentage of click-through rates. So I always kind of thought, well, this one's probably having a better click-through rate because of the thumbnail. And so because of that assumption, I went and tried to do that exact thumbnail more, which is fine. Like, that's something that you can try out. But what I found was that even if I had a very similar thumbnail, it really didn't matter as much as the topic of my pick a card reading. So what I find is that even if I find that that is exactly the same as another video, if the topic is just not something people want to click on, they're not going to click on it. And I found that overall, that's ultimately what really matters about the thumbnail, is, at least for my pick a card tarot readings, it's the actual readings. So you can be super fancy with your thumbnails and work super hard on them, spend so much time on them, or do a really simple thumbnail. But if it has the reading that the person wants to watch, they're going to click on it. Overthinking things too much and trying to constantly change things, constantly shift things around, you know, changing things up, trying all these different things out, that's probably not going to work as much as kind of sticking to one thing that you kind of hone and get really good at, and then trying little things out here and there. Because of course, like this video, for example, is more of like an experiment. I'm just kind of testing this video out, seeing if anybody finds it helpful or useful. And I'm expecting that probably most people aren't going to click on it just because it's very different from what I normally offer, but it's okay to try different things. I just wanted to let everyone know, don't overthink that stuff too much. Just have to really be yourself, do your readings the way you do them, and see what happens. You know, put your best intention out there, listen to your intuition and your guidance, and learn a little bit more about YouTube too, because that's a part of the real world. You know, we're living in the 3D, so we have to follow the rules, and there's an algorithm on YouTube. There's nothing wrong with learning a little bit more about that, but ultimately we are being guided by our intuitions. So there's a beautiful harmony in doing things like this. I personally, I know it may seem weird for me to have a master's in business administration, but I really wanted to challenge myself with learning more about the 3D because I am so distractible and I more lean towards my creative side. So in order to balance out my personality a bit more, I went for a degree in something that could help me really ground myself and learn how to be more organized and structured, because it's always good to diversify yourself and challenge yourself with things that you're not as comfortable with. So I hope this video is helpful to you. If you are thinking of starting your own channel or your own business, I know I've just scratched the surface and you may have a ton more questions, so I would love to know if you do have questions, because I do want to help you guys out. One of the things that I mentioned that I do want to do through this channel is to help other healers, tarot readers, spiritual teachers to find their voice, because I was really helped by my own mentors throughout this to find my own voice and to just kind of step out and do this. But I know that many of you guys out there are needing to find your own voice, your unique way of sharing your experiences or telling your own story, or sharing messages that other people need to hear. And I want to be here to help you guys with that. Honestly, that is part of my soul mission here, is to help lift you guys up. So that is going to do it for this video. I really hope, again, that these tips helped you in some way. And let me know in the comments down below if I missed anything. If you have some tips to share, I would love to discuss being a tarot reader on YouTube with other people who have way more experience than I do, or even those of you who want to share tips with each other. Regardless of what size YouTuber you are, we all have a purpose here. We are all important to our mission. So that is going to do it for this video. I hope to see you guys back again soon, but bye for now.